Welcome back to Primetime, everybody. We're here for day 3 of Final Fantasy XVI, and there were quite a few revelations here that we're going to have to unpack and deal with. But we started out with Clive is kind of begrudgingly joined Cid in his little ragtag group here that's working to improve the lives of both dominants as well as bearers. For all of them, and so he's been trying to convince Clive to help out. And really what the turning point with this is that Cid said he's gotten some intelligence that he knows where the fire dominant is that Clive's been looking for the past 13 years. So the pair decide to take off with Torgal because Clive's invested now, and we're going for the town of Lostwing, and we end up cutting through a big, huge, gigundous forest so that we can stay off the road and out of sight, because, I mean, a bearer that has slipped its yoke is not something that wants to be found, and Cid I feel like is kind of like public enemy number 1 in a lot of cases. As we're making our way through the forest, though, we're accosted by a bunch of wild creatures. We have to fight wolves and little mini dragons, and eventually this culminates in us fighting a massive spined lizard. It looks like it's wearing it looks like a giant pine cone, and it's named Fafnir. We're forced to dispatch it, unfortunately, because it wants to eat us. And with that, dispatching of the lizard, we have the revelation that Cid is in fact a dominant too, which we kind of knew, but this is like a confirm thing, and he has command of the storm. He is Thor, Lord of Thunder, and actually Rama in this case. And we resume our journey, though, and we happen across a scout for a party of soldiers from the kingdom of Waluade, I think is how you say that, who seem to be, they're aligned with Benedicta, who was the girl that we saw that was trying to come after Jill when we captured her at the beginning of the game. And so she is also trying to look for the fire dominant that Cid has learned about, and that's why she's in the forest. We dispatched the soldiers after she left. We quickly hurry after Benedicta, hoping to reach Lostwing before she locates the dominant and takes off with them. Arriving in Lostwing, we find, obviously, we're too late. The entire village at this point has been rounded up in an attempt to locate their quarry, and Clive ends up chasing after one of the soldiers attempting to flee, which in turn leads him directly to Benedicta and her church, which is not a great place to be. For this reason, we find out that Benedicta is also a dominant. She is the dominant of wind. She is the dominant of the icon Garuda, and seems to have some pretty gnarly control of her ability. She summons an avatar of Garuda named Chirata to deal with him, and she retreats upon hearing news that the fire dominant has been located and captured. So while we're fighting with Torgal against Chirata, because Cid's off on his own, kind of seeing after the people that are in the village, we defeat it, but we're not quite sure where Benedicta has gone. So our hero, and I'm still not quite sure I want to call Clive a hero yet. He's a protagonist for sure, but I don't think he's quite a hero. But we regroup with Cid, and we try to gather some intelligence in Lostwing from the now mostly grateful residents. They're not entirely grateful because, there's a lot of classism going on in this world. They don't really care for bearers, mostly because any bearer who has escaped is a liability for anybody who's run into them, it seems. And talking about freedom for bearers and such like that is punished in a very big way. So you got to be careful. So we end up learning that Benedicta has taken up refuge at a nearby Imperial fortification known as Caer Norvent, which they've captured, and so Clive and Cid decide that they're going to sneak inside, because that's the same thing you do when an enemy force takes over a castle, slaughtering the people inside, because they have decided to keep their fire demigod there. We absolutely take the pair of us and a dog, and we're going to infiltrate the castle. We do this, of course. We fight our way in from the basement, and we fight our way through the structure until we reach the Caer's chapel. Turns out that Benedicta knew that we were coming because she's smart like that. She's pretty smart cookie. She wanted the pair of us funneled towards the chapel so that she could deal with us once and for all. She apparently, it has now been fully confirmed, knows Sid, and probably knows Sid in a very biblical sense at this point. We haven't actually come out and said it for sure, but yeah, it sounds like it. But she gives Sid one chance to give up his goals of protecting the bearers and the dominants and to come back to Wallowade to serve Barnabas, who is, I guess, the king of Wallowade, who she's also having biblical relations with. But he refuses because he believes in something else at this point. And instead, the pair channel their iconic abilities and they brawl for a bit. But Sid is very clearly outmatched in this case by the younger and faster Benedicta and ends up burying him under some rubble. Turning to leave, Benedicta seems almost amused that Clive still is here, that he survived, and this time summons her avatar, but also with a companion. So summons both Chirata and Suparna, and if you play 14, you're probably familiar with both of those names, to try and fight us. Overcoming the pair was a pretty straightforward fight. It was mostly a ranged and a melee fighter we had to kind of juggle dealing with. We raced to the top of the care in an attempt to reach the dominant before Benedicta, but while Sid, who's now been pulled from the debris, is recovering in the chapel because he's kind of an old guy apparently. We get to the top. We find out that Benedicta has been waiting for us and honestly seems really surprised that we're still alive. She felt that, I presume felt that Chirata and Suparna were defeated and is just agog that a bearer could do this, even one who knows magic seemingly like Clive does. And she offers the chance to serve her, seeing as that we're capable enough to defeat her avatars not once, but twice. Naturally, we refuse because, you know what, we don't want to serve anybody. We want the fire dominant so we can kill them for what they did to Joshua. We end up going into a fight with Benedicta, and it was a really fun fight. It was a good fight. It was a multi-stage fight, a lot of cinematic action which was in there. Very cool, but she uses her powerful wind magic to just blast us with tornadoes, and also the ability to manifest gigundous talons from her icon form to pick up huge pieces of rubble and hurl them at us. But together with Torgal, who just absolutely is the best boy ever, he absolutely is, we defeat her as Sid arrives on the scene. Getting to where Benedicta is basically, she is beat at this point. Not just like defeated, but she is exhausted from the effort of trying to beat us because we were too strong for her. We tried to, at that point, touch Benedicta in an attempt to get the information about the dominant from her, and a pulse of energy goes between the two, and we hear a voice talking to Clive, and it leads Clive to drop to the ground screaming for a minute. And at that point in time, reinforcements for Benedicta show up, and everybody kind of draws back, and Clive snaps out of it after a minute or so. And it turns out that this pulse of energy was the essence of Garuda that Benedicta had. And she's like sitting there freaking out. She is losing her mind that she cannot access the power of Garuda anymore. And we're not really quite sure what happened. Neither is she. Nobody really knows what's going on. And before we can really kind of sort through what happened and what's going on, the entire castle explodes into flames because, I mean, the other shoe drops in the fire dominant has decided it was at this point in time that he is going to make his escape. And it was made very clear that he is choosing now and that he could have always escaped in the first place. He just didn't want to, presumably because he was waiting for Clive, it seems like, to do what he did to Benedicta. Everybody eventually withdraws and we start to leave. And we now have access to abilities from the dominant, or from the icon Garuda, which gives us additional powers, iconic abilities that we can work with and play around with. And it's a really neat setup because we can switch from these abilities at will to do things. They all have different cooldowns. It's a really nice setup so far. But we start to retreat, and as we're pulling away from the care, from the castle, we shift over to another scene. And it's Benedicta, who's still kind of not come to grips with what's happened. She doesn't know what's going on here. And as her group of soldiers is trying to retreat, they are set upon in an ambush from a group of bandits. All of her soldiers, including her second in command, so who she seemed a little sweet on, were killed in an instant. They were all killed with thrown axes, and they decide to step out of the brush to try to capture Benedicta, because they think that a woman is going to be of certain value that they can sell or do something with. And I was not really a huge fan of where this story was going, so color me surprised when all of a sudden there's an explosion of wind energy, of magical power in the area around Benedicta that obliterates the bandits that were trying to take her, that were going to try to capture her. So much so that it causes the entire sky to darken and form a massive tornado. Like, think of the biggest tornado you've ever seen. Like, think of that Twister in Twister at the very end. Bigger than that. It was huge. She is absorbing, according to Sid, after he sees it, so much energy from the area that she is going out of control, to the point that she is actually fully manifesting as Garuda. She summons numerous wind elementals that take the form of Chirada and Suparna, though obviously not quite as strong, and she's threatening to completely go out of control at this point, which means that Clive and Sid have really got to do something about this, because they're the only ones in the area that can. They dash off, and as we get to the area where she is, we see the hooded figure that we saw at Phoenix Gate, the hooded figure that is the Fire Dominant, who we have been given the name of Margrace. Now, we don't know if that is a title or if that is a name. It's unclear at this point, but we have seen flashes of this character, and they are almost seemingly taunting us as we struggle towards where Garuda is. Sid and Torgal get separated from Clive, and so Clive alone is left to battle the entire full power version of Garuda that we expected to see at some point, similar to the avatars of Shiva and Titan that we've already seen in previous segments. We end up having to fight, and we down Garuda after a pretty tough fight, actually. It wasn't super easy, but it wasn't insanely hard either. But we down Garuda, and it's at that point she decides, I'm gonna play possum. Garuda decides to play possum and comes in for round 2. And as she's about to finish us, there's another one of those little boom boom heartbeat kind of dealy things. And when the dust settles, Clive has now transformed himself once again into the fire beast that absolutely laid waste to the Phoenix Gate. And it's something that it's become clear at this point that Clive doesn't understand until now that this is him, that it was him that was at the Phoenix Gate. We end up having to get into basically a kaiju battle with Garuda, smacking it down, and eventually killing Garuda, and in turn killing Benedicta. And when the storm dissipates, it's just Clive left in his fire beast, in his Ifrit form. And he turns to look at Sid, who has now finally rejoined us and is about ready to go on a rampage again, when Sid tells him to stop, because Sid understands that this is Clive. And when Clive does not listen, and when he threatens to go on a rampage again, Sid says that this is enough. It's time to get your spanking, boy. Time to take you to school. He decides it's time to manifest in his full might as Rama, and lays down the biggest bolt of lightning I have ever seen in a game or movie at this point, and just knocks Clive down to the ground and just wham! He's out. He's out. We wake up back in presumably the hideaway, completely naked and chained to a wall, because Sid presumably doesn't know what to do with us at this point, because we are an out of control, potentially dominant that doesn't know what to do. And so Clive kind of has a little bit of a breakdown now that he has realized that he was the one who killed Joshua, that he is the one that destroyed the Phoenix Gate and did all of this damage. And he begs Sid to kill him because he is the murderer. Sid tells him no, that he's not going to do that, and that he's to get himself dressed after he releases him from his shackles. And they're going to go have a conversation. That's where we're at, folks. We're going to have a conversation with Sid, and he's going to give us a little bit of a talking to about how the world is going to work at this point. And I don't know how that's going to play out for us, because it's a hell of a thing. It's a hell of a thing what Clive has figured out now. Should be this one, right? No, it's this one. Right? Wages of Guild. Yes, I want to make sure I get the right one. I tell you though, it's a hell of a fucking thing. Find out that the murderer you have been chasing after for 13 years, for almost half of his life, because he was like 16. He was like 16 in the opening scenes where the events at Phoenix Gate happened. For almost half of your life chasing after a murderer, and it turns out it's fucking you.
You back in there now, eh?
I'm sorry. I mean, I beat up Garuda. Doesn't that count for something? But I'm kind of curious now. Does everybody else know? All right. That's right. Apparently also Wallowade and the Empire are engaged in full-out open war now. And we got to see a combat sequence between Odin and Bahamut. It didn't go so well for Bahamut. Odin happens to be Barnabas, who is the ruler of Wallowade, and then the dominant of Bahamut is named Dion, and he's not the emperor, but he seemed, I believe he's a prince in this case. But I guess let's talk to Sid and see what he's got for us.
Finally crawled out of the crypt, eh? You look like it. Although I thank you for doing us the courtesy of covering up.
Well, maybe somebody shouldn't have stripped us naked.
Ah, still have a bit of fight left in you? Then listen. I've arranged a meeting with Gav. In case you've forgotten, you're the one he's been putting his nose to work for.
For nothing.
Just listen. While you've been relaxing in your cell, Gav's been busy sniffing out your dominance. And according to his last report, he's picked up a scent. Gav's gone to a fair bit of trouble for you. The least you can do is hear the poor bugger out. He's going to meet us at the King's Fall. Pack your stuff. We'll leave as soon as you're ready.
Okay. See, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still looking for Margrace, because I think everybody recognizes that Margrace is the catalyst, or he's somehow doing something that causes this to happen to Clive, and that's kind of what we're after. Yes, Clive did the deed, but clearly he's not in control. Margrace seems to be doing something. Well, let's see if we can get some gear upgraded.
What's that for you, dear?
Stormcry! Ooh, a new sword. We can make that from a wind shard, presumably from Garuda. Gives us a +5. That gives us a okay increase. Defense. We probably would like the Dark Sash +1.
No scratches, all right?
And Steel Crowns. Let's go for Steel Crowns.
Should last you a good while.
And then let's take a look at Reinforce really quick and see what we can do. So, all right, can't really do a whole lot because we don't have any of these. So you need the base weapon to do reinforcing. If I had a Bastard Sword +1, I could make it a +2. But that's still not as strong as Stormcry is outright. I kind of want to look at this one because I think it's going to be cool looking. Because I'm assuming inspired by Garuda. So spurred by her cries did wind become storm. Ikonomaki, Book of Gales, 1332.
No scratches, all right?
Yes, please.
Fine.
It looks like it's just got a very unique guard. Can we get into the light and see it better? Can I pull it out? No, I can't. Is this got a very unique handguard and such like that with it? But other than that, it looks like a fairly straightforward sword. All right, that's cool. Another thing I want to take a look at is apparently there's some sort of a stage replay sort of dealy that you can get to from the Arete Stone, and I'm curious to the extent of that because boss fight refighting would be amazing. Arcade mode. Replay any previously cleared stage and be awarded a score based on performance and level. Here, consumables are applied. Gameplay mode will be default to action-based or focused. You're playing any previously cleared stage at current level. Treasure Koffa data is returned or retained. So anything you've opened there is just not going to be picked up. Now, I guess my question is, if you kill things and you get loot from the, can you get loot from things still? That seems really interesting. And I'm curious how far that lets you go. While accessing the Arete Stone, Clive can replay any of the main scenario's major battle sequences. This mode can be used to revisit cutscenes, collect forgotten items, earn EXP and AP, or retry missed achievements. Ooh, okay, okay. So this is like the chapter select idea from 7 Remake. You've never done the replay stuff, ET? I didn't see the point, but I'm excited to see if there is a point. I mean, if there are things that are missable in terms of like going back to do them after you've done the event, then yes, this does have a meaning. But yeah, all right. So it lets you do like main beats. And I'm also kind of curious, can I fight like Benedicta in here? Because like doing those boss fights would be just the best. Select target, this elemental. Okay, so it looks like it might just be regular enemies. That's unfortunate. Not gonna lie, it would be sick to be able to do like to set it up a couple of bosses. So because like Jedi Fallen Order has an amazing training mode where you can just fight bosses straight up, and you can put like multiple bosses in there together. Like, I would love to be able to say, I assume we're going to fight Kupka at some point. It's my assumption. But I'd love to be able to say, like, fight Kupka and Benedict at the same time. You could get some wild-ass shit going on. Here tumble the waters of the Empire's brooks and bournes to converge into a single resplendent cataract, where a bygone king is said to have lost both life and kingdom. So literally, kings fall, where a king fell. Interesting. The King's Fall, Holy Empire of Semberkad.
Not so long ago, this here was a thriving trade route. Then the Blight came. The people left. And just like that, it was deserted. Making it the perfect little shortcut. Gab's waiting for us up ahead. Come on. Still feeling sorry for yourself?
It's a little bit more complicated than that, Sid. And you know it.
Please, think about it, Clive. The rumors all point to... That was an Imperial signal.
Uh-oh.
They shouldn't be here. The old fort's been abandoned for years.
Uh-oh.
Our little chat can wait. I need to see what the bastards are up to. You go on ahead and meet up with Gab.
But we both know that.
No buts about it.
You're still looking for Margrace. Yeah, I love Sid. He is the best of the supporting characters, unless we're counting Torgal. Torgal is the best boy, so we are going to count him too. He's the best after Torgal. Isn't that right, Torgal? Oh, such a good boy. But I don't know. I think...
This is stupid. I'm the dominant of fire.
Yeah.
We sent Gav on a wild goose chase.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And I feel like Sid is not stupid enough to not get that it's much more complicated than just feeling sorry for himself. He's been chasing after a murderer for 13 years that turned out to be him. Like, man, that has just gotta fuck with your worldview. Hi.
More killing. And for what?
Fucking spiders. Oh. Wicked combo. I'd swap them, but I'm not a huge dog person. I definitely see the appeal. Fair enough, fair enough. You slept on Deadly Embrace for so long. It's a really neat ability for setting up combos, especially if I do something like when I'm using Scarlet Cyclone and it knocks shit away. It's really easy to then switch to the Embrace and pull it back to continue the combo. Like, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with it. I'm not entirely sure all the tricks, but, like, there's a lot of neat stuff. Oh, that's a big boy, it sounds like. Uh-oh. Whoa! Now that's a Gigas! This is probably a Minotaur also. Maybe a Minotaur. Yeah, it is a Minotaur.
Beast man.
Two, three, four. Oh, too late. 2, 3, 4. Hey, John. How we doing, buddy?
This time.
Oh, got hit. Again! 2, 3, 4. Got it. There we go. All right, that wasn't too bad. Nice little mini boss fight there. Hey, John. I hope you're having a good night, though. How's FF16 now? It's personal. It's certainly a thing, John. It's certainly a thing. We're trying to come to grips with the fact that Clive is the murderer. But he seems surprised to find a Minotaur around here. Why?
Another perfect little shortcut, Sid.
Why would there be...
Nest of bloodthirsty beasts.
Why is he surprised? Yay, more pixel art. Is this where we're meeting Gav? Or are we going to get pushed off the bridge? Oh. Give him a pat. Was he so good, boy?
What is it, boy?
After him! Don't let him escape!
Is that Gav?
Gav!
Oh my god, did one of those dudes just fall off the cliff? Oh my god, it's great. Gav didn't even do anything. The guy stumbled backwards off the cliff.
This one's a dessert! Take his head! Out of my
Bring it.
You made your choice!
Okay, cast her down. Ow. But John, you'll be excited to know that I've started my another SMT game. No, it's not Nocturne, but it's Strange Journey Redux for the 3DS. I have no idea if you played that one. Oh, it's another Dragoon. Hello. Been a while since we fought one of these. Well, hi there, Valifor. How you doing?
There he is! Don't let him escape! Kill the deserter!
Okay, this might be a little much. Oh. Sup, Sid? Bruh. God, you'd love to see it.
Clive, what's the situation?
You're late! Gav's in trouble!
What?
The Imperials are on his tail! We have to get to him before they do.
Understood.
Oh, shit.
Any objections?
I think he's got this.
You take the Dragoon.
Okay.
Die, you bastard!
One.
I think that hurt me, but will never hurt him. Sorry, lad. Don't know how much help I'm gonna be here.
You've barely done anything, Sid! Hey, Landis, how you doing?
Alright. One down, one to go.
Oh, he's coming to help. Oh, nice charge. Double jump, that's cheating. Nice try, sir. Physics is called, and they don't like that you're doing this double jump stuff. Nice. I like it when I get parries.
Not this time.
I thought I was going to do a triple jump there for a second. Good knockback. Oh, here he's going. He's doing Mirage Dive. Uh-oh. Oh, that is entirely too many jumps, sir. Look at Sid. He's just standing there, not doing anything. I'm getting chased around the goddamn field, and Sid's just standing there like it's fun. Oof. Nicely done, sir.
Come on, let's finish it off.
The day Dragoons care about physics is the day they are no longer Dragoons. All right, you know what? You're not wrong, Landis. Level 19. He just ordered that Dragoon. Yeah, he ordered it deep fried, more like. Very nice. They are tough, though. If they can go toe-to-toe with a dominant.
Come on.
And generally be okay. Like, he was taking hits like crazy. Uh-oh. Oh, don't kill Gav. Ah, shit.
Shit!
Blow past him. Let's go. Oh, you have made Papa Sid very angry. Oh, maybe that was a good hit. Good boy. Good boy, Torgal. Good boy.
Clive! Give me your hand!
Such a fucking trope.
Help me!
I'm trying, but not trying very hard.
Help me, Clive!
Oh man, it's gonna fuck with him.
I've got you.
Oh, that is just one way to fuck with a dude. Hey, Dragon, how you doing? And I hope that what he discovered was worth it.
There. Clive doesn't have your nose, I said. He'd stumble off a cliff, I said.
That's the trouble with a nose like mine. Can't help sticking it where it's not wanted.
Yeah,
If it
no
wasn't
kidding.
for you two, my sniffing days would be over. Thank you. Truly.
So, what news?
Well, found out where your friend's heading for one thing.
Did you now?
Him and his mate are on their way to your old stomping ground, Rosaria. You should have seen what they did to the Imperials who tried to stop them. There's no question about it. He's a dominant of fire, all right.
He can't be.
Clive, I saw you turn into an icon before my very eyes. And yes, there's a good chance it was you who killed the Phoenix. But we weren't alone, were we? There was the fellow you saw enter the whirlwind.
Thank you, Sid.
I saw him too. You didn't dream it, Clive. He's out there.
But who is he?
Don't ask me. I don't bloody know.
But when you find him, I can absolutely
Well, I do know
barbecue
one
him.
thing. You're gonna find him and find out. After all, you swore an oath.
What?
You swore you'd avenge your brother's death. That you'd never rest until you'd hunted down the man responsible. So,
Go find him.
find out if this man's responsible and kill yourself if he's not.
It's kind of dark, bro.
Don't thank me. Thank Gav.
That's dark. And he's just sitting there. It's like, you know what? I'm not stepping into this when mom and dad are fighting. I just shut up. You're good? Your brain's exhausted from working on the wiki most of the day? Well, I'm glad you're making progress, it sounds like, Dragon.
No birds returning this year.
Okay, so...
The Deadlands have swallowed their roosts, like as not. We're running out of time.
Yeah, and who
We'll
the
be in
hell is this
Rosaria in a
dude?
day or two.
Back to where it all began.
I mean, back to what you started.
He must be stopped.
Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Is there a third Rossfield brother that we didn't know about? Because that looked like the fucking spitting image of Joshua, only like 20 years older. Like he looks like Clive's age. Okay, clearly something is going on here, and I don't know what. Okay, I'm gonna go with third brother, because that sounds like an anime as fuck idea, and it will explain why he's a dominant of fire, and it will explain why we're going back to Rosaria. Because, yeah, that guy kind of looked a lot like Joshua. And we know it can't be Joshua, mostly because we killed Joshua. And I don't know. Third brother makes sense to me at this point. I guess we're going back to the hideaway, though. This is messed up. This is like... This is some... I don't know. I don't know how to describe this shit.
Spitting great gouts of fire he was, like a bleeding volcano.
Ever seen a volcano?
What? You think I'm having you on?
Clive! Your friend. She's awake.
I forgot about Jill.
Right.
God, we've been doing so much other shit. I totally forgot we brought Jill here. She even didn't recognize us?
Slacking.
Like, she clearly didn't recognize us in the fight.
Gav, go and get those wounds seen to.
Oh, give it to me straight. How long have I got?
What a friggin' ham.
All in good time. Let's make ourselves scarce.
Aww.
Jill.
Well, damn. Gav is pretty good. I like Gav. Oh, okay. She does recognize.
It's true then. It really is you.
It is.
Aww.
Clive! You're alive.
So are you. I still can't believe it.
Why? Why don't you believe that she was alive?
Are your wounds healed?
Yes. Talia told me what happened. You saved my life.
After nearly taking it, I had no idea. Forgive me, but how did you ever come to be there, Jill? Fighting for them.
I'd love to hear this one, too.
The Iron Blood. They invaded not long after the news arrived about Phoenix Gate.
Okay, so they attacked Rosaria.
Rosaria had lost her leaders. The Duchy was in chaos. The Iron Kingdom saw our weakness and pounced upon it.
Makes
they
sense.
Killed the men and captured the women.
And took you back to Ironhome.
I thought they meant to have their fun with me before the end. But the end never came. My powers awoke, and everything changed.
Okay.
It all happened so fast.
Wait, that's right.
We were
Because the
told
dominants
that the Ironblood had captured a dominant.
are
Planned to bring her
bloodlines.
on their latest crusade.
They gave me a choice. To fight for them on the battlefield, or see my countrywomen slaughtered.
And they call us dominants.
What?
Us?
What happened to Clive? What happened at Phoenix Gate?
Because he still doesn't know that his... Does he know that Annabelle betrayed them? Yeah? After 13 years, he has to know, right?
It was me. I killed Joshua.
No, that's not true. I know you. You wouldn't do that.
It's the truth. I changed into him again, not long ago. The second Eikon of Fire. The one responsible.
Clive.
When I think back to that night... The hooded man, he spoke to me.
What did he say? Because I'm bad at lip reading. I don't know.
What did he say?
We have found you. I was right about found.
Found you. What did he mean?
Clive, we should go back there, to Phoenix Gate.
Why?
I need to know what really happened. And so do you. You need to know for certain.
It's
and
been
if what you
13
told me
years.
is true, and you did what you said you did, then we will face it together.
Jill, All right.
You'll be needing a change of clothes, then. Out you go, your lordship. We wouldn't want you getting overexcited.
But what if Jill wants him overexcited? Just saying.
I'll see you soon then, Clive.
See, look at that smile she's got on her face. She knows exactly what's going on here.
We've a long journey ahead of us.
Exactly. Let Jill have a say. Jill is a strong, independent woman. She's hell a friggin' dominant. Let her have her man if she wants him. I mean, Benedicta got to have Kupka. Why can't Jill have Clive?
Before someone does themselves a mischief.
Doctor's orders. Jill clearly needs her rest. Fair enough. We don't want to be getting involved in any strenuous activities so close to a grievous wound as what Clive gave her earlier. Fair enough. All right. What does Nan want?
What do you want?
I'm here because you got a question mark over here, ma'am.
We're leaving.
Good decision. Better that than buried out there in the black. You've got a lot to thank that girl for, you know.
I know. And I will.
Now, what do you really want? We both know you don't come here for conversation.
There's a hot man and someone tried to kick him out of my room to change. Fuck that. I vote we both get changed into new clothes. And forget to finish changing like halfway through, right, Landis? Is that how that works? Okay. I've already got a sword now that's better than the one I made from Garuda's shit, man. That is some bullshit. That is some bullshit. Just that Clive doesn't need to be overexcited, but we all know Jill is the one who needs to recover. Alright, well, I guess I may as well just buy this, because it's better.
Better I'll be here.
I'm annoyed, but it's better. Alright.
Off you go, then. And best of luck.
Thanks, Karen.
I should probably say thank you to Gav, too.
Hey, let's talk to the Moogle. Moogle, you got something for me, right?
They even have a Moogle. I've never seen one in the flesh.
Oh, they're so cute. Well, here I am, so drink it in, Kupo.
I'm sure it said in my father's bestiary that they live deep in the forest, and that they never reveal themselves to humans.
He knows his stuff, but what he doesn't know is that Nektar the Bold is no ordinary Moogle, Kupo.
Clive.
You understand Moogle tongue, Kupo?
So it would seem.
Finally, Kupo. trying to talk to these people ever since the winds carried me here, but none of them understand a word I say.
Sounds...
Wow, that was really fucking fast. But now you're here, my pom-pom saves at last. You can hear me. You can actually hear me, Kupo. You're welcome. Ooh, side quest. I like his side quest. Oh, it's the carpenter. Oh no, it's the botanist. The carpenter's would have been was back there.
You, newcomer, I need help.
What's the matter?
It's my assistant. She left to gather soil, and I've seen nothing of her since.
Ruh-roh.
I cannot concentrate one whit for fear of what might have happened. Please, I beg of you, will you go and check? I have to know.
Sure, where'd she go?
All right, I'll go.
Marvelous. Thank you. You'll be rewarded for your time, of course.
Whereabouts is she?
Gotan's Bales. It's on the outskirts of Lostwig. Not the safest place for an unaccompanied bearer, perhaps, but the soil there is second to none.
Oh, let's
now
go check her out.
And do not linger. Why, it may already be too late.
Oh no! Moving heaven and earth. Prioritize quest. Anything else to do? I guess we can talk to Gav too before we get out of here, but we absolutely need to go search for Bohumil's assistant because we do not want them to get hurt. Gav, we're getting out of here. Thanks for everything, buddy. Appreciate it.
Your mind's made up, is it?
We'll be leaving for Rosaria as soon as we're able.
Back down memory lane, eh?
Aye.
Rosaria ain't what she used to be, Clive. Not since the Imperials moved in. First sign of trouble, you make straight for Martha's Rest and ask for the landlady.
Okay,
She's a friend of the cause. Tell her you're with Sid, and she'll help you out.
Good to know.
Understood. Thank you, Gav.
Yeah.
I'd be lost without you.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm just doing my job. No need to make such a fuss.
Gav is kind of cute like that. Just give him a hug.
Take care. All right.
He wants to give him a hug.
Rapid goodbyes. Where's Sid when you need him?
He's so flustered.
When he gets back.
I will.
Well, damn, girl. You're looking good.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
All right, so Sid's not coming with us at this point. We're just gonna head off with Jill. And looks like we've got some other places that we can go. All right, so we've got a... Oh, do we have another side quest in here? There's another friggin' side quest. All right, let's actually get back into the hideaway. I missed a side quest because I'm bad at exploring. And then we're going to see if we can get some of these cleaned up because side quests are just great.
Ah, Clive. I trust you're settling in?
I just getting ready to leave, actually.
I'm glad to hear it. I was hoping you might be persuaded to come to my aid once more. Your services will be rewarded, of course.
Am I delivering more stew?
Seems to be the way around here.
We strive to be better than those we once served. Now, as to the task itself, I am once again in need of a pair of hands to deliver sustenance to our esteemed companions.
I guess I'm a waiter
three
now.
meals for 3 industrious souls. What say you?
Sure, why not?
I'd be happy to help.
Marvelous. The 3 individuals you'll be seeking out are busying themselves about the hideaway. You'll find one by the entrance, another in the bunks, and the other guarding the cells. Thank you once again.
Entrance,
Clive.
bunks, and cells. Got it. Okay, well, at least they're marked. That makes it easier. So let's get you first.
Ooh, something smells good. For me, I hope.
How is he carrying all three of these at once?
Courtesy of Kenneth.
Hearty meal.
Oh, my thanks. These birds are needy creatures. They don't like me running after the fat chocobo behind their backs.
Well, where do you sleep?
They must keep you busy.
Ah, there's never a moment's rest. Probably for the best I eat down here, reeking of the staples as I do. I'd only put people off their food.
Oof,
Who has
that's
time
a
to
rough
wash and dress
life.
for dinner when they've got little darlings like these to wait upon, eh? Anyway, thanks for the food, and be sure to give Kenneth my regards.
Okay. Eventually. Alright, and then we've got someone over here in the bunks. And then we gotta go to the... Or wait, actually, this is the cells. Never mind, this is the cells.
Back so soon?
Space Pocket?
Fancied
This is
another
a
kick
Final
in the
Fantasy
cells,
game,
did you?
Dragon. We don't
Kenneth
have
sent
no
me.
fancy space pockets.
He thought you might be hungry.
He wasn't wrong. The way my gut's been growling, I'd have curls running scared.
That's pretty
I
impressive,
take it down here
actually.
Can't be much fun.
It's not. But sometimes folk need locking up, and someone has to watch over them. I help people sleep at night, and that's not a boast many can make. You keep yourself on the right side of these
Barrett?
bars now, you hear me?
Yes, sir, officer! I've been scared straight! Fucking cop. Alright, so where is that? Okay, the infirmary, it looks like, is up top.
Let's get this fixed.
Actually, we're too high. Alright, so they are not in the infirmary, they are at the lower level, just they're placed in a really weird spot on the map that makes it look like they're in the infirmary.
Oh, what I wouldn't give for some wild mickleberries.
Can I help you? Kenneth sent me.
Well, if you turn your pocket inside out, then you have all of reality in your bag. I mean, that seems actually kind of dangerous, E.T. Just a skosh. Now, ripping an infinite bag of holding, well, that just makes the world
You hear
infinite.
that? Our food has arrived. Does your appetite still elude
That's why you gotta be careful with that
Sick.
shit. Like...
I'm afraid so. Those no longer in need of a Physica's immediate ministrations are...
Even Jarlaxle is wary when it comes to extra-dimensional spaces interacting with one another. And he is not known for his care, normally.
I would be lost without the kindness of good people like him and yourself. Thank you.
I think that's everyone. I better let Kenneth know.
Yay, loot! Give me quest completion.
Can really do with a proper place to train.
I mean, you laugh, E.T., about that idea of putting a bag of holding over someone's head, but I'm sure it's been done. I'm absolutely certain it's been done.
Ah, you're back. All done? Wonderful. Here, your reward, as promised.
The hideaway is quite something. Everyone has their place.
A fact we are proud of, believe me. I'm glad you've witnessed it for yourself. You have your place too, of course, as you have just so capably proven, and you will always have a place with us, should you desire it.
It's kind of you to say so.
It is the truth, and not a soul among us would deny it. I look forward to all that you will bring to our little community.
Job unlocked! Waiter! The landscape is so pretty. Look at that grass. It's so dense.
It's been 13 years.
But this breeze, the smell of the grass, it's just as I remember it.
You haven't been back either.
I mean, he's a bearer. How could he?
Branded, keep a close watch on each other in the Imperial Army. You'd get beheaded just for knowing a deserter.
Exactly.
The only way out was on a mission.
And that's how they keep everything under control, is that if they punish everybody equally for other people's transgressions,
I was afraid.
They police each other.
Afraid to go back.
I know.
But I'm here now. Thanks to you.
The Imperial Province of Rosaria.
We should press on.
Okay, so how much of this is areas that we've known before?
That inn at the top of the hill must be Martha's Rest. Gav said the landlady's a friend.
Okay, so that's still a settlement.
Imperials don't tend to take well to those with my mark. If anyone asks, I'm a branded soldier, sworn to protect my noble mistress.
Good idea. That makes a lot of sense in this case. Alright, let's go ahead and get a nice cheeky save here. Now let's get moving. Heading to Martha's Rest. This was the first stop on the way to Martha making her vineyard. She needed to kind of have a pit stop in between. Oh, I see a bug! Let's kill it!
Stay down.
Take that, you creepy crawly! I win! There's more of them! After them, boys!
Let's make this quick. It's over.
Aw. Nice job, Jill. Here's another one. You got this, Torgal. You got this, buddy. Get it. Oh, you hurt. That's a good pupper. Good job, buddy. That deserves a pet. Pet, pet, pet. Okay. Imagine that I pet you, Torgal. I pet you in my mind. Okay, well. Good job, Torgal. 3 briar clam shells. Oh, I can't get in the water? Damn. I can do a better job than that. That is for certain, Landis. Oh, what the shit? I thought that was a body from one of the crayfish things. Okay, I got a little spooked. Just a wee bit spooked there. I didn't think this game would have so many jump scares.
After what happened at Phoenix Gate, it didn't seem the highest priority.
Oi,
all right.
Stop and give me an hand.
Yeah. What do you need, buddy?
Here, you couldn't give me an hand, could you? Typical. A bloody bearer. And just when I thought my luck had changed. Still, better a crumb of crystal than an empty hand, I suppose. Though it pains me to use another man's branded. Here, you understand me, don't you? I need your help. These bastard birds must have caught a whiff of my cargo, and now they've got me surrounded. And it was funny late as it was. I've got something special needs delivering before the rest, but I dare not leave my cart untended. You couldn't run it up to Martha's Rest for me, could you? Needs to get there quick, mind.
Okay, so I'm torn between, yes, I'd like to get some experience, and wanting to tell this guy to fuck off for treating me like I'm a goddamn immigrant who doesn't know English or something shit like that. It doesn't mean you just speak louder, you shit. Like, I kind of want to leave. You know what? Fuck this guy. Sorry, I can't.
Only take orders
Bye.
from your master, do you? Fair enough.
You can just fuck off. Deal with it. Maybe I should help the birds open up your little wooden can here. No, it doesn't work? Damn. You have to speak slowly and loudly, not just one? Yeah. I suppose, E.T.
Stay down.
Ooh. Oh, that was a nice hit. I do like getting airborne to do combos like that. It's really fun. I've just got to play every game where anything that isn't you is a mimic. Oh, that sounds awful. E.T., that sounds... I would like to get, like, things. I don't want everything to be a mimic. Oh. Oh, I thought that was like a cat thing at first. No, it's an antelope. Enter the Gungeon is okay. It really wasn't for me.
Here we are.
I didn't get into it very much.
Good girl. You barely have to step out.
Okay, so we're at Martha's Rest. We said to screw off to the dude who wanted a package delivered. Now we're gonna go talk to the landlady.
Martha is as friendly as Gav claims.
Let's go and find out, shall we?
Wait, so Martha's the landlord? Like, does Martha like run the whole town? Is she like the mayor? Mayoress? Innkeeper? Is that like same thing? I don't know. Are you Martha?
Excuse me. Would you happen to be the landlady?
Depends who's asking, and why they have an Imperial bearer with them.
For protection, which hopefully won't be needed. If you can advise me on the safest route to the west.
It's your friend here I'd be worried about. Bearers don't have an easy time of it in Rosaria. Even a Stratton lad like him might attract the wrong kind of attention. And if he gets nabbed, it ain't likely to end well for you either.
Then we'll just have to stay out of the malicious way. Gav said he might be able to help us.
Follow me.
That was a little risky, assuming that her name was this was the landlady. But guess it worked out.
Can't be too wary of strangers asking questions in our game. I'm Martha, an old friend of Sid's. He said he had high hopes for a bearer who joined recently. I expect that's you. So, where is it you're headed?
Rosaria.
Phoenix Gate.
Oh, well, Phoenix Gate in Rosaria.
Questions that need answering.
Is that so?
So I'm still curious if he
avoid the
knows
garrison, the road
that
through
Annabelle
East was your
betrayed
best
them
bet.
all.
Or it would be. if the bridge hadn't collapsed.
Well, he can jump that.
What a bloomin' nuisance it is. We've had no trade with the village for weeks. I did ask our carpenter to take a look at it, but he went out on another job, and he hasn't come back.
Okay.
Do you think something might have happened to him?
Fingers crossed he's just taking his time. The alternative don't bear thinking about.
We'll find him. And make sure he's safe. We both need that bridge repaired. Your carpenter sounds like the man to do it.
I see why Sid's got such a soft spot for you. If you could, I'd be in your debt.
You treat your carpenters and other tradesmen well, and they'll take care of you. We got to make sure they're okay.
Right. He went down into the marshes to check on another bridge. The one by the Fallen Gate.
Oh, that doesn't sound
good. The marshes are
good.
dangerous at the best of times. We should hurry.
There's a ladder to the side of the gate. That's the quickest way down, if you've a head for heights. His name is Bernard. Should you find him well, tell him Martha sent you, and that he's wanted at the bridge to Eastpool.
Yes, ma'am. Building bridges. All right, well, we better find that carpenter. And so that we can get ourselves going.
Let's find that ladder.
Let's go, Turgle. Jill, we got a carpenter to find.
Here's the gate. And that must be the ladder.
All right, down we go. I pet Loki all the time. He's just such an adorable and needy cat most of the time, Landis.
What your orders are, Brandon.
Get away from me!
Ah! Terrified townsperson!
It came from under the bridge.
Is that friggin' Bernard? I got you, buddy!
There he is.
Hold on, we're coming.
It's over.
Ooh! Punish! I don't think I've seen that before. Ow. I stole Jill's kill. Oh, jeez, yeah. I'm sorry that that happened to you. The good news is that you could probably get a replacement for the interior part of that case, the crack on the plastic, because I'm pretty sure you can buy that shit if you really have to. I'm sorry that they broke it while they were shipping it. Are you Bernard?
You, lady. You saved my life.
Not at all. You're Bernard the carpenter, yes?
I am. I didn't realize my name was known so widely.
I'm a friend of Martha's. She asked us to come and find you.
Well, I'm very grateful for it. I just finished checking these piles when I turn around. I see a gang of slavering monsters looking to feast on my flesh. If you hadn't come when you did, I'd have been snipped into strips by now.
We're just glad you're safe.
I best go and give my regards to the landlady then, eh?
Actually,
Aye.
She asked that if we found you, we should beg you make haste to repair the bridge to Eastpool.
Of course. I said I'd take a look at it, but it clean slipped my mind. I'll head up there straight away.
I mean, Clive can just jump that, can't he? Or you just shift over it. Phoenix shift. He can do it.
The trusses are still sturdy. It's just a matter of replacing the stringers and relining the deck. I'll have it done in no time.
Thank you, Bernard. We were hoping to take the road to Eastpool ourselves. We're very grateful for your help. I'm sorry for asking this of you after what you've been through.
I owe you my life. Fixing a bridge is the least I can do. Thank you, my lady. And you too, son. You're with Sid, ain't ya? Me and him, we go way back. Not as far as Martha, mind, but far enough.
I see.
Well, I best get cracking then. You go and let Martha know I'm all right, and she'll have her bridge back soon enough.
Excellent.
We will.
Alright, so we killed the Crayclaws. Let's go back to Martha, which is on the other side of this giant-ass building.
I hear the levies at you.
Oh no, not the taxes! Levies going up is never a good thing.
Ah, you're back. What happened? Did you find Bernard?
Yeah, we found him. He's alright.
He's fine, and he'll have the bridge to Eastpool repaired soon.
Well, thank the Founder for that.
It was lucky we found him when we did. The creatures out there are not to be trifled with.
Oop.
It's the Blight's fault. They'd nothing to eat in the north, so they come down here hunting for food.
And so they
Can't
want
keep
to
going
make
out
us
alone.
food.
I'll have to arrange a guard for him. But anyway, thank you.
Welcome.
I don't have a lot to offer in return, but you're welcome to rest here until the repairs are finished.
Okay, that works. I mean, a bed is plenty
We'd be
reward for
delighted.
us. Quest complete! That's actually a fair amount of gil you just gave me, too, so I'll take it. And I got some meteorite? Man, I'm just getting some good shit all around.
Can I get you a drink or anything while you wait? Flagon of Imperial Gold, perhaps? Tastes like swill, but it'll slake a thirst.
Imperial Gold.
Thank you. I prefer the truth about why there are so few bearers around here.
Yes. There were more of them when we were young. Far more.
That's
Is
a
this the
great
Empire's
question.
doing? Have they been sent away?
The fight?
They have, aye. Either to the Legions or Oriflamme. Seems the
Oriflamme?
miners at Drake's Head are having a hard time keeping up with demand of late. So the bearers make up the shortfall.
Oriflamme must be the mine.
Time was they used to dole out crystals like sugar plums even down here in the provinces, but not anymore. Nowadays, they'll jump at any excuse to confiscate our bearers so they can be put to work elsewhere. I always knew the Empire treated their branded like shit, but after seeing it with my own eyes,
Well, honey, you ain't such a prize yourself if you're treating people like property.
Congratulations on the new arrival. And you got the little laddie with you?
It was a bearer. The boy I carried for 9 long moons. A bloody bearer.
Oh, you poor thing. You gave it to the constables then.
Wait, what?
Just left it at the garrison, I let them deal with it. Couldn't wait to be rid of the blasted thing. Been wanting it gone since the moment I found out.
Well, it's all dealt with now. So no harm done, eh?
I'm really confused now.
Mum, you weren't my brother, was he?
No. But you'll have one soon enough. You just have to be patient. All right?
Okay, I am really confused. How is an infant
innit?
a bearer?
Bearers may have been looked down on back in Archduke Elwin's day, but they were still human beings. Now they've fallen so far, a beggar wouldn't spit on them.
Yeah, I'm not real thrilled by a lot of the plot line in here in terms of this
Since
slave
you're not
plot.
drinking, do me a
gag.
favour and take that to the Abbey. There's a darkness at the heart of this world, and I'd have you see it.
Like, it kind of makes a lot more sense now why they were saying that it's all white people in
And
this
we'll
game.
see it at an abbey.
Glademond Abbey, on the shore of Sorrowise Bay.
Because
The
can
abbot
you
there is a
imagine
friend.
if there were
Tell him
people of
Martha sent you.
color in this
He'll
game,
show you what I mean.
especially as
Understood.
bearers? Jesus. Like, I'm very confused, though. How does a child end up as a bearer? Because, like, We know that bearers are not something that you get the mark just by virtue of being born, as far as we understood, because Clive didn't have it. Clive was made into a bearer. And so I don't know, is there, like this seems to almost suggest that there is a, like, you can be born as a dominant, you can be born as a bearer? I hope that they explain that, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And it makes me just want to burn the whole fucking place down right here. Like, you know what? Y'all need to figure out how you do your own damn work. Stop trying to own people. Alright?
How do?
That's the same sword I'm using. Do you got... Can't buy that. Meteorite. This is all... not great, but I can... Don't need any of that. We're good. I can say what your gathering is if you like. It could be right. It could be wrong. It's just what I picked up on. I'm going to pass for now, Gat, because I'm kind of like musing and trying to understand it myself, because it doesn't quite make sense. That's what I'm trying to parse and understand.
I knew that children were tested, that a bearer's fate was decided at birth.
And assumed it was best for all concerned. I know. But for a child to be blamed, to be hated by its parents through no fault of its own.
We knew nothing of what it meant to be born that way, did we?
I'm really confused. Like, that doesn't make any sense. How does a child, like, it's is this like it's not a race thing or a racial thing, because otherwise everybody in a family would be bearers. Like I said, I really hope they explain it, because it would suck to not.
Stay down.
Yeah, stay down, you stupid bug. I'm coming for your nest. Not bad, not bad at all. I'm getting the hang of the combat. Typing is Harf, E.T. We know that better than anybody, don't we? Yeah, if I really get confused and to the point where I really need to understand something to understand the story, I will certainly ask. I'm not super smart, but I'm not a moron either, I don't think. Granted, that could probably be disproven quite quickly. Also, these look like chocobos. I would like some Kentucky Fried Chocobo, sir.
Garuda, lend me your strength.
Oh, nice. It is a wild Chocobo. The poor chicken Malone. But they're so delicious, Gak. They're so tender and tasty. I would like some chimkin. Megalo crab! I'm just gonna murder everything.
It's over.
That is a... What are those things called from Fallout? The really spooky, like, they're not mud crabs, but they're almost people. This kind of looks like, mirelurks, that's what they are. Kind of looks like a mirelurk. All right. So actually, wait. Are we like going? How can we? Oh yeah, we're going the wrong way. Oops.
I'm afraid the Abbey is not open for public prayer. May Griga go with you?
We came to offer a donation. From Martha.
Oh, well, that's a different story entirely, then.
I see.
Okay, so we just hand off a bunch of drugs to the abbot?
Please, follow me.
Oh, crap. Now we're in trouble. Yeah, there were a lot of improvements in 13 too. Landis, a ton.
I don't want to die.
Uh-oh.
Please, Father. Help me for the pain. I beg you. The light. It fades. I don't want to die alone. It's all right. I'm here.
Who are these people?
Martha's bearers. She entrusted them to my care, that I might ease their suffering. To the extent that I can.
What
for
is
the time
wrong with them?
they have left.
I'm sorry, what? Wait. Oh shit, they're petrifying.
The curse has taken them. All of them.
What curse?
As it does every bearer forced to use their gift.
Okay.
With each draw on the ether, their bodies petrify, till all that remains is stone and pain, and so they are cast aside.
Okay,
There is nothing either Martha.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you know what? This just makes it even fucking worse. Fuck all of these people. If you know that making them slaves, let's not mince words, they are slaves, will eventually turn them into statues. Holy hell, that is a whole other level of evil beyond even just what they're doing with people. I just would like to burn down the entire freaking world. All right, you know what? Clive is not on board with Sid's mission. I am at this point. I am. Let's just burn the whole damn kingdom, continent, land, whatever you want to call it, to the ground, and let's start over. No more bearers. That's the rule. I'm done. This is some horse shit. And now I'm mildly curious about the active time lore. Okay, so now we're actually going to get some information. So can we learn more about bearers, please? A person with the power to cast magics without a crystal. In Valisthea, men and women who awaken as bearers are enslaved. They are marked with a brand upon their cheek and used as tools, a cheaper alternative to the scarce and precious shards. This system of slavery has persisted for centuries and has become so ingrained in Valisthean life that few take pity upon the bearer's plight, seeing them as less than human. Okay, so this actually clears some shit up then. Certain people, just like some people are born as dominants, certain people are born with the ability to cast magic. And so that's what makes them a bearer. And so once they're identified, they are then basically branded as batteries to be used for the land. Jesus Christ. Y'all need some Jesus in your life here. Like real Jesus, not like American Jesus. The crystal's curse. The price bearers and dominants pay for channeling aether through their bodies, the gradual petrification of their flesh. It does not affect those who use a crystal to cast magics. beginning with a stiffness and ache in the extremities as the curse progresses. Limbs are rendered immobile and the pain unbearable. At last, the victim turns completely to stone and their body crumbles to dust. There is no... Okay, so, if you... Okay, I would like to burn Martha's into the ground at this point, because, like, you can't... She puts herself out as this good person who is, you know, cares about the bearers and is with Sid and everything. But then she does this. She has them still exist and use their powers. And then just, this is supposed to absolve her of all of the things that she's done by just giving them a shot of morphine or something as they're turning into a fucking statue? No. You don't get off that easy, lady. You don't get off that easy. Yeah, we need to burn the whole system down right now. Also, what are the odds? And if you already know, you can't answer, but my prediction right now is I'm thinking this is already starting to affect Sid, and that's why he couldn't keep up with Benedicta earlier. He's a little bit older, but he's not that old, I don't think. I don't think he's that old. When you got to the meat of the lore regarding bearers, the game designer in me was like, oh yeah, no, I would have been hesitant to put a variety of color in the game yourself. Yeah, I absolutely understand that. And I kind of understand why they didn't... I kind of understand a little bit more why they went with the answer that they did, as to why there were really no minorities in this game, but it was still a really shitty answer. It would have been better if you're really going to go this way to just to tell everybody there is a reason. We cannot explain it without revealing too much of the plot, but there is a reason. You know? I don't know. It does get me a little frustrated because it kind of feels like Detroit Become Human, where it's like there's a lot of these things in it that just feel like should not have been a story, or that somebody who is part of like a diversity team would have said, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that. You know? All right, well, at least we understand a little bit more about the bearers and what the curse and stuff are, because that helps explain things a little bit better.
All I can do to change that, but we can at least strive to make their final hours a little more...
You could have them not cast magic! How's that?
Have faith, my son, for you shall rise again and find the happiness denied you.
You know, fuck you and your stupid American Jesus nonsense.
Thank you, Father.
No. Screw you and your stupid God. You don't give a shit. This is fake tears crap.
I must offer you my own thanks for the medicine you so kindly brought.
I did bring... it was drugs. I was right.
Peace.
I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't.
When next you see Martha, pray tell her that 2 more have succumbed.
She's not gonna care. Like, honestly, you don't really care. Well, okay, you might care a little bit more, but I don't think so. You are trying to take care of them. Yes, I'll give you that much.
We should get back to Martha's Rest.
Yes, we should.
So that then I guess brings up that this is going to happen to Clive and Jill and Sid and all of the others eventually too. Gregor is innocent in this. Leave her out of it. I mean, at the end of the day, her followers are doing this. And I don't maybe blame Gregor directly, but at the same time, her followers are some shitty-ass people, Gak. Like, shitty-ass, like... I don't know how to describe it, how shitty they are. Like, we are long past you need to wash your ass kinds of shittiness. Well, let's see. Let's work out this. So, Clive is what? 29? Because he was like 16 in the flashback sequence, and 13 years have passed since then. So that would make him 29, right? And Sid, I'm guessing, is probably late 30s, I'm guessing.
Where'd you get these turnips?
That's my guess.
You're aiming that at the fish there, son.
28? Okay, so he was 15 in that flashback sequence. Okay, I thought he was 16. My bad. I knew... No, he's definitely older than 12. That was like how old Joshua is. And I just walked past the door, didn't I? Because that's how... Joshua was like 12. 15. Okay. As long as it got confirmed somewhere. He's in that era, so he's just on that side of 30. And so that would make Sid probably like late 30s, I'm thinking. He's pushing 40, but he's probably not quite there. I don't know.
Ah, you're back. Thanks for taking care of that.
The abbot had a message for you. 2 more have succumbed.
I see. Come upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So, now you know, eh?
I've seen plenty of bearers die on the battlefield. But never like that.
And all because they were born different.
Uh-huh.
The powers that be can't take away their gift, so they strip them of their humanity instead. Oh, there's plenty who pity a bearer's plight. But so long as we're content to sit around, weeping for those on whose broken backs we're carried, we ain't gonna change nothing.
Look at the pot calling the kettle black.
What little of it I have. Used profits from this place to buy the poor buggers.
So when the abbot told us the bearers were yours...
Aye, they're my property, at least by law. Any still fit to work fetch a price beyond my means. All I can do is care for those who are past mending.
Really?
But it's not all doom and gloom. Bernard's finished fixing that bridge for you.
Okay, you know what?
To Eastpool now. You got questions that need answering, ain't you? Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you, Martha.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Forgot what?
Sid and I have other friends in Rosaria. Wear this, and they'll know you for one of us.
Okay, so... Alright, if she's actually purchasing bearers that are too sick to work and are already going through the petrification sickness, alright. I'll change my opinion a little bit. I thought she was actually...
It really is them.
I thought that she was actually working them and then trying to absolve her guilt.
And long may they stay.
And, yeah, I wasn't on board with that. But if she's actually trying to ease their pain because that's all she can do... Okay. Alright, well, I guess we're going to Eastpool. Sid, what are you doing
Sid.
here, buddy?
Ah, Clive. You're not where I left you.
Raise your hand.
I did, aye.
Yeah.
With 1,000 little lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Can't fling them around the way I used to.
So I was right. He is already suffering.
Think of it as my decoration for long service and exemplary misconduct.
I mean, if you can, you know, if you're going to turn to stone, why do you care if you're going to smoke?
But you didn't come here to compare war wounds.
We didn't.
Thank you, Sid. For everything.
If you want to leave, that's your lookout. I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life together if you stay out of my way.
Sid!
Oh. I knew a girl back in the day.
Was it
She was a slave
Benedicta?
to her fate, just like you.
It was Benedicta, wasn't it?
I wanted to save her.
It was.
For a while, I even thought I could. But just because you think something doesn't make it true.
God, that scene almost
Sid.
broke me.
I'm no savior. Just a conceited old fool. I talk about people forging their own futures. But instead of handing them the hammer, I beat them with my own. And if no bugger wants to listen to what you've got to say, you might as well keep your gob shut. But Clive, I will say this. You're not a monster. You're the same man you've always been. Accept that, and you may yet escape your fate.
My fate.
Look, lad, you've had a hard life.
Just a bit.
And I don't see it getting much easier.
Nope.
You might not be able to save anyone else, but at the very least, you can save yourself.
I'll try.
And Jill, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk, but I trust you'll take good care of the boy.
Yes, I will.
Is that the last of it?
Aye.
We best head back then. Wouldn't want to keep Nan waiting.
Oh, he's not coming with?
Ta-ra then.
So, what? You just came out here just to have a chat with us? And just give us a pep talk? Alright. I mean, Sid, I appreciate you. I feel like this entire area, it feels like, was just a story mechanism to be able to then show that Sid is suffering, that he's not got much longer left. Because he's clearly suffering from the stone sickness, just like the bearers were. How long it takes to affect him and to maybe kill a dominant, I guess we don't know. But I feel like he's probably not got a whole lot longer. Alright, so how do... Oh, this is the bridge. This is the bridge right here. I guess we're heading for Eastpool.
Martha said the blight had spread even further south, pushing yet more monsters down with it. I dare say we'll be seeing a few along the way.
Then we shall have to keep our wits about this.
It's over.
God, that charge attack is so cool. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to save up for some of the super duper Eikon abilities. And those are going to be expensive. Especially if I'm only getting like 8 AP per fight, Jeebus. Oh, hey, it's a turtle! Ah, it's an Animan toy! Let's go! Let's go, buddy! Sit down, big boy! Man, he's just got a lot of fucking health. Oh, Jeebas. I'm staying over here. Oh, nice try, buddy. Again! Oh, no, that's not bad. That's bad. Okay, that was a little close. I'm kind of surprised I pulled that one out without getting beat the crap out of at the end. That's a good boy, Torgal. Oh, that's a good boy. Come here. Come here, buddy. You want pets. Let me pet you. Let me love you.
Fetch.
Fetch? Oh, that's not a fetch. That's a tree. Sir, that's a tree. Okay, I'm not getting fooled again. That's a plant.
It's over. Lose.
Stupid plants. Alright, let's get back on our way. I've been distracted enough.
I remember coming here with Lord Murdoch when I was young. Rosaria seemed a very different place back then.
Shit, I forgot about Lord Murdoch. I'm kind of mad that he died, because he was a cool dude. He was awesome. Eastpool, Imperial Province of Rosaria.
Quiet, isn't it?
Yes.
You're Clive Rossfield.
Well, you probably shouldn't be shouting that name out that loud.
It's me, Hannah, Rodney Murdoch's wife.
Lady Hannah.
Of course, we just mentioned that name casually a minute ago, and now we're talking to his wife.
At all. The Lord Marquis and Jill too. It's so good to see you both again.
Hey, welcome on in, Funk Dat Shiz. Yeah, sorry, the options are pretty piss poor in this, which is frustrating. especially on the photo mode. I've been upset with that.
If you have time, you simply must come back to the house. I haven't much to offer, but what is mine is yours.
As long as you got enough for yourself. Look, we don't want to be taken from you if you need it. I would think that she would... I'm surprised that she's still alive. You would think that the wife of the Lord Commander would be somebody they would target for, like, imprisonment or execution or something if they're doing a full takeover.
Been wandering the world ever since. I can well understand fleeing from those iron blood brutes. But oh, to take to the road at such a tender age.
It wasn't easy, but we survived, and
now we're back. It's wonderful to see you safe and well, Lady Hannah.
Why aren't they telling her the story? Like, why are they just kind of going along with what she's giving them as opposed to correcting? Do they not trust her? I mean, is that that's not a terrible idea.
Do you think you will stay here, in Eastpool? Rosalith still enjoys the Mother Crystal's blessing, does it not? You could always move.
This house holds a lot of memories for me. So long as I can live here in peace, here I shall stay. Not that it matters. The capital is closed to civilians, by order of the Duchess. Or should I say, Her Imperial Majesty. Annabella's marriage to the Emperor of Sambrec heralded a great many changes here.
Yeah.
That bitch traded up! That's what she did! She served Rosaria up on a silver platter so that she could be made Empress. God damn. I can't wait to, like, throw her out a window or something for the shit she pulled. Don't you mean Imperial Witch? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, you know, I'm gonna burn the whole rest of Valisthea's power structures to the ground. Let's just start with her palace. Like, please, let's do it.
Of course.
Actually, wait. Is there information on her in here? I want to see if I can get... Okay, I want to know if she is the second wife to the Archduke. Former Duchess of Rosaria, now Empress of the Holy Empire of Sambrec. It was her purpose in life to preserve her phoenix-bearing bloodline, for which reason she betrayed her husband, that she might enter in league with a force she judged the mightier. Now she rules over Rosaria as vicereine of the imperial province, which she rules with a cruelty and contempt for the baseborn that was an unknown in Archduke Elwin's day. Okay, so unfortunately, no, we don't get confirmation. I feel very confident that she is the second wife. I really feel like that is correct, because I can't explain the absolute disdain that she has for Clive compared to Joshua any other way. Like, I understand that there's sometimes the golden child and then the scapegoat, but, like, this feels like it transcended even that. I think that Clive is the firstborn of Archduke Elwin's first wife, and that Annabella is his second wife. That's my guess. I'd love to know and find out if I'm right at some point, but that's my guess. Anyway.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to...
Please. There is nothing to forgive. Would my mother not make an exception for you and your husband? Surely she would not refuse the Lord Commander.
He died at the Phoenix Gate. He was killed.
You
Wasn't
haven't
he?
heard then. Rodney
Right?
passed away on the night of the fire. He never returned from Phoenix Gate.
Yeah, you killed him when you transformed. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Clive.
You love the theories people have been
poor
making from
child.
playing this.
Look
I
pale.
would love to
All
theory
this
Crafty
traveling
T.
must have taken its toll. I insist you rest. We can talk later. Hmm?
Are you sure you don't want to sleep inside?
I can't. Not after what I did.
Lady Hannah said she would prepare a change of clothes for you in the morning. She really has been very kind.
Mm-hmm.
Years of killing. 13 years without the faintest glimmer of hope. It was only Joshua that kept me going. I swore that I would avenge his death. That I would kill his killer. That was the only thing that gave my life any meaning. But if it was me who killed Joshua and Murdoch and all the others, then why the hell am I still breathing?
I ask myself the same. When I fought, hundreds died. There were so many bodies, so many lives cut short in their prime. That day in Dalmekia, I wanted to join them. I wanted it all to end. I couldn't bear it anymore. If living meant being that, better to be just another body.
I'm sorry.
Do you remember that night on the balcony, when we looked up at the moon? I said a prayer to Metia, and that prayer was answered.
How was it answered?
You came back to me. The heavens must have a plan for us. We should get some rest.
Right.
Good night, Clive. Sleep well.
Yeah, there's no way. The nightmares that he's got to have over what happened to Joshua have just got to be so much worse. Now that he knows what happened.
Thank you, Lady Hannah. Perhaps now people will not flee at the sight of me.
You look just like Elwyn did when he was your age.
Did she just give him his spare, Murdoch's spare armor? Oh.
Oh, before Elwyn became Archduke, our families would often summer together. He and Rodney were like brothers. These clothes have been in a wardrobe for years. collecting cobwebs along with
And
everything
you
else.
kept his clothes for 13 years.
Well, I'm very grateful for them. And sorry
Well,
for depriving you of
damn.
your memories.
Not at all. It's what your father would have wanted.
That's a different sword, I think. That's not the same sword that I actually am wearing. So she had one of his swords, too.
Thank you, Lady Hannah.
Yes, thank you. You've been most kind.
No, I should thank you. It may only have been for a short while, but seeing you again took me back to happier times. Fare you well, my lord and lady.
And you, Lady Hannah.
Oh shit, yeah, I did get a new one. I did get a new
Follow the road to
sword.
the north. It should take us all the way to Phoenix Gate. Let's go.
Okay, let's take a look at this. I mean, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick save. And then I would like to take a look at... Gear and icons. There we are. Invictus. One of a set of 7 swords said to have been forged in the flames of Mount Drustanus. Invictus has been passed down through generations for use by the Archduke's family and his closest shields. Archduke Elwyn presented Invictus to Rodney Murdoch on the day he was promoted to Lord Commander of the Ducal Army. So what was it doing in the wardrobe then? Isn't this something that we would expect Rodney to have had at the Phoenix Gate? Right? Okay. The solid weapon, though. Y'all just need to calm down. You're thirsting something awful for Clive. When this hits PC, there will be a cape-only mod, I'm sure. Actually, let's look at this. Okay, no side quests. Cool, no side quests. Well, let's get back to the Phoenix Gate. That's a nice-looking sword, though.
Those are Elwyn's. By the flames. You're his firstborn. Clive Rosfield.
You're mistaken.
If you wanted to go incognito, you probably shouldn't have put on Dad's
You
clothes.
can't fool me, my lord. You're the very image of your father. And that would be true even if you weren't wearing his clothes. The self-same garments Hannah was keeping for you, if I'm not mistaken. She always swore that she would never part with them until the day Elwyn's sons returned. And now that day has come. Why, you'll be able to take your bearers back as well.
My bearers.
Oh, are we doing like a farm estate mini-game thing now?
Forgive me, Master Mayor. I was a child when last I came to Eastpool. I didn't recognize you.
Oh, I'd be surprised if you recognized anything at all. Much has changed since Rosaria fell to the Empire. Not least for the bearers, who once served her noble families.
Okay, I've got some bad vibes coming from this.
Sacked Rosalith 13 years back. Many who lost their masters fled here in search of sanctuary.
And never returned.
Aye. The plan was to send them home once we'd won back the capital. But then the Imperials arrived. Rosaria became a province of Sanbreque. The duchy was dissolved, and they no longer had any home to return to. Back in your father's day, any bearer who lost their master became a ward of the duchy. We'd hand them over to the sheriffs, and they'd be assigned a new position. But when we saw how the Empire treated their branded, we knew that wasn't an option. So they've been here ever since.
And now you want to give them to me?
They're yours by right, Lord Rosfield. Bequeathed you by your late father. And they'd be better off serving you than hiding here. Indeed, many of them used to serve your house, and still considered the Rosfields their masters.
I'm no one's master. Not anymore. They wouldn't be safe with me.
I understand. You'll forgive an old man his fanciful notions. Been daydreaming for too long. But still, I would ask a favor of you. A small mercy.
Okay.
If it is within my power.
One of the bearers is an elderly fellow who still swears absolute loyalty to Archduke Elwyn. I don't ask that you take him into your service, only that you meet with him. Let him see that Elwyn's son still lives, and that he's as fine a man as his father ever was.
This conversation is making me a little uncomfortable.
Thank you, my lord. He sits by the well most days, watching the people go about their business. If you could show him your face, I would be most grateful.
As fine a man as my father.
You're not so very different, you know. Especially dressed like that. Come on, let's go and meet that bearer.
Alright. Yeah, but he's not here, is he? Of course not. Are we gonna go on a wild bearer chase at this
He's not
point?
here.
Well, I can't leave without meeting him. I've let the mayor down once already. It would be cruel to disappoint him again.
All right, let's ask around. Someone must have seen him.
Why?
Well now, unfamiliar faces. What brings you to Eastpool, travelers?
We're
looking for an
elderly
old bearer.
You wouldn't happen to have seen him, would you?
Ah, you mean the old boy who always waits by the well?
Yes, that's him.
What business do you have with him, if you don't mind me asking? You're not from the capital too, are you?
We are, in a way.
Well then, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow Rosalifian. I was born and raised down Market Street. And never would have left if Archduke Elwyn had survived the fire. It wasn't the same when the Duchess took over, though. All the beatings, the evictions, the levies going up and up and up, even as the blight took half the harvest. Oh, listen to me, telling you what you already know. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't help you with your bearer either, though I doubt he'll have gone far. He comes here every day, almost as if he's waiting for something.
We'll keep asking around then. Thank you.
Why would you make me just do this wild goose chase?
Good day, milady. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a bearer, an elderly fellow who used to serve the Rosfields. Have you seen him?
Ah, that old loon. No sign of him today. Funny, he's usually down by the well at this hour, cooking up his fantasy feasts.
Fantasy feasts?
Oh, he worked in the kitchens at Rosalith Castle back in the day. Still thinks he's there now. You'd often hear the poor fool chatting away to the Archduke.
Oh, that's sad.
Living in a dream he is. But better there than here, I suppose. Can't imagine the Vicereine stopping to trade tales with a bearer. Can you?
No.
Annabella, no. She would have
You'll be around here
imprisoned him
somewhere. Doubt he
sooner
has the
than
path
talk
to
to him.
stray too far.
Thank you. We'll keep looking.
Sounds like he has dementia. Yeah, it definitely sounds like he's not quite all there, Gak. It's a shame, but...
Hey, hold on a mo. Young Patrick, the chocobo keeper, might know where he is. He's taken the old bird under his wing, so to speak. He'll be in the stables. You should go and have a word with them.
Okay.
Patrick the Chocobo Keeper. Thank you. We will.
Chocobo Keeper? Are they made of chocolate now?
I'm sorry, Jill. For making you do all this in my stead.
It can't be helped if we're to keep up the pretense. Come on, let's head for the stables.
Like, I can't understand this idea of how they expect to go incognito while he's dressed like this. I really don't.
Where the bloody hell's he got to?
Excuse me, but is something the matter?
It's this bearer I've been minding. I take my eyes off him for 1 minute and he disappears. He's not in his usual spot by the well, nor anywhere else in the village.
You must be Patrick.
I am, but...
And this bearer you're looking for, he's an elderly man who used to work in the Rosalith Castle kitchens, yes?
That's the fella. How do you know all this? I've never seen you in Eastpool before, but you seem to know the place better than I do myself. Ah, so that's how it is. Well then, if you're acting under orders of the mayor, you're on about to help me find him. He's been using what little sense he had left of late, saying the sheriffs are coming to collect him and that he needs to go back to the castle. I was supposed to watch over him, keep him out of trouble. But if he's walked out on us, there's not a lot I can do.
Understood. You keep searching here, we'll look for him outside.
Thank you. I'm in your debt.
So did he just start heading back to the capital? I'm curious now.
I hope he hasn't wandered into trouble.
Let's just concentrate on finding him.
Alright, here we go. I'm sure we're gonna find him being attacked by a bunch of those scorpion crayfish things.
Still no sign. Could he have strayed even further?
The environments are just so pretty, though. Hello. I will take that. 3 pinches of magic ash. Huzzah! Fire-right. There he is!
There's someone over there.
It might be him. We should hurry.
Ah, crap.
Company.
We can't lead them to the old man. They need to die.
Yep.
Agreed.
That's enough.
You stupid bugs. Oh! Worgen! Beautiful. Not the bees! So I took care of the bees, Gax. So there are no bees to hurt you anymore. Easy enough. I'm getting better at chaining shit together. It's a nice landscape shot.
Are you all right, my friend? Come on. Let's go home.
Your Grace, you came for me. I waited for you so long, but you finally came.
I'm not who you think.
Clive.
Yes. Pray forgive my long delay.
It's nothing, Your Grace. I prayed to the Founder that you would come, and at long last, he answered. Will we be returning to the castle, then? There is still a place for me in the kitchens?
No, my friend. We will not be returning to the castle, not yet. I'm on a very important expedition. One which may take some time. Could you wait for me in Eastpool until my journey is complete? I will come back for you then. I promise.
Of course, Your Grace. For you, I would gladly wait until my dying day.
I mean, I know he's doing the old man a kindness at this point because the old man has been so indoctrinated and just beaten down by a lifetime of being a slave that he doesn't know anything else.
Both of you. You've been most kind. The memory of serving the late Archduke was as one light in the darkness, and now that light burns a little more brightly. It's nothing but a fantasy, of course, but it's better than the truth of the matter. A damn sight better.
A little bad.
The blight is on our doorstep. Our harvests are failing. The people are leaving in droves. If it weren't for Lady Hannah selling half her worldly goods to provide for the few of us who stayed behind, we would long since have starved.
Oh, shit. Hey, Hannah's one of the good ones.
We want to keep the bearers safe here, we really do. But unless a miracle happens, we won't be able to spare a crust of bread to share between them soon enough.
I got you, Mayor. I'm gonna go back to the capital,
Is it really that bad?
kick Mommy Dearest off the throne, and fix everything.
The Imperial garrison to take them. But when they found out where they'd come from, they damn near spat in our faces. Ducal dogs, they called them. Enemies of the Empire.
I know a man named Sid who would gladly give a home to any bearer in need of one. Leave this with me. As soon as I return from Phoenix Gate, I'll speak with him.
Thank you, my lord. Will you be passing through Eastpool on your way back? I should very much like to speak with you again, if you have the time, regarding the future of the village, and what might be done for Lady Hannah. After all she's done for us.
Yes, of course. I'll be back anon.
Fare you well, my lord, my lady. I wish you a safe journey.
Okay. Thanks. Quest complete. You had to save a bee from the kittens yesterday, Gag? Well, I hope everybody's okay. Alright, let's get to the Phoenix Gate then. I have a feeling we got some real heavy shit coming in real soon, so I guess we'll see. Horse! Ooh.
The Deadlands are aptly named.
That's
I didn't realize they were this close.
Yeah.
No wonder their crops are failing. The blight is leaching the ether from the soil. And when the last drop is drained, their fields will turn to this. No plants, no animals, no life.
And no monsters. I suppose that's one small mercy.
Yeah, but if you can't eat, what's the point? Is this the right way? No, it's a dead end. But maybe there's stuff down here. Oh, that looks like the entrance to a dungeon.
What's this? Another relic of the fallen.
No grass to mow. Land is probably basically free. Sign me up. You know what? Yeah, I got you, E.T. Not having to mow a lawn would be great. I bet Toad would be up for that, too. No more twice-a-week mowing for him.
We won't be able to use any magic here.
Ooh.
Another thing to worry about. As if the absence of ether didn't cause enough problems.
Oh. You can't use my triangle?
And problems are all that's left.
And I can't even use my charge move. Interesting. All I have is basic fighting. Can I use my iconic abilities? I can't.
I can hardly imagine what this place used to look like before the Blight took it.
I remember.
I wonder if we ever find a way around that. Because that seems like a major limitation for battles if I can't use any of my iconic abilities. It's also going to be really boring for combat.
There it is. Phoenix Gate. Where it all went wrong.
It's okay, Clive. It wasn't your fault. I know you
Come on,
feel
Clive.
like it is, but it wasn't.
It's time to discover the truth.
Yes, sir. It's time for us to head into the Phoenix Gate ruins, everyone. Untouched in many winters since the stronghold's fall, the scars of that fateful night linger still upon her walls. So what do you hope to find? It's been 13
Almost as
years.
if time had stood still.
I suppose no one had any cause to return here.
No. I mean, it's a ruined fortification. Everybody was
Just as I
dead.
left it.
What's that? Ash?
Let's have a look around.
Oh, that might have been somebody. Because that looked like Ash.
Could anyone?
Oh shit, that's the fucking crater from when Phoenix blasted at Ifrit. Holy shit. That's a big asshole. The Rosarian flag banners. Uh-oh.
What is it, Torgal?
What'd you find, buddy?
Clive.
Bandits? Monsters?
That's him.
Get him.
He's the only one who can tell me what happened. I have to know.
What's he doing here?
Where is he?
Nowhere to be seen.
Damn it! He's like a bloody eel.
What is
Or
this
an
place,
illusion.
anyway? Some sort of shrine.
Oh, sorry. You've never been here before. This is the Hall of the Gate.
The gate?
It's a relic of the Fallen. Only the Phoenix's dominant can open it.
Hence the castle's name.
Wait a minute.
This was where Joshua was supposed to...
Yes. He would have stepped through this door the next
That
morning.
looks like...
And listened to the words of our ancestors.
That looks like the gate that we saw out in the Deadlands.
Would you have gone with him?
No. The apodatory is holy ground. None but the dominant may enter. I and the other shields would have stood guard here, and prayed for my brother's safe return.
So,
where the hell did he go?
These gates open by the power of a
inside.
specific dominant.
He couldn't have. He'd need the power of the Phoenix.
Oh, I got a bad feeling about all this. You do have the power of the Phoenix currently within you. You have the blessings of the Phoenix still. Is it strong enough to open? Shit. But this still doesn't answer the question of where did the other guy go? Like, there's no way he could have even okay.
Thank you, Joshua.
Even if he could have opened that gate, there's no way he could have opened it that fast without us hearing it.
Nevermore.
Well, that's a little spooky, just having the door shut behind us. All right, so I'm assuming that the gate that we saw out in the Deadlands is something that can also be opened by another dominant. You just need a specific icon to do it.
Another gate. Let's see if this one opens.
Are we going to need to do effort? No, no effort this time. No effort, door open, and hell yeah. Oh, this looks like an
place
arena.
really be a fallen ruin.
You could hardly call it a ruin. It's perfect. Like it was built yesterday.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Oh, I don't like where this is going. Are those statues, or are those bearers?
Jill?
Uh-oh. Ah! Okay, elevators... Automatons! Oh, shit! Stone spiders! Oh, boy!
What do we do?
We fight. Oh, that's a cool scene. We done. We done. They move real slow so you can't see him anymore, obviously. Well, of course, yeah. That seems legit. Moves so slowly it can't be seen. Ooh. Okay, so the Fallen are definitely very, very magical and technologically oriented. Ow. Okay. You know what? Let's get that defense node.
How can these things still function?
How can any of this? This must be what the fallen ruins were like before they fell.
I don't know. Like, is this what the Dominants would have seen? Is this a security mechanism because we're not the Phoenix Dominants? This feels like a cathedral almost. Like, this is eerie. Getting some 14 vibes again, Kirby. I mean, a little bit. This is just eerie. Clean. All right, where's the exit? There. Chest! I will take a chest! I remember at the beginning where you were smashing this whole damn place up, punching Phoenix. Yeah, I remember they said the same name, but this just, it doesn't look the same. Like, this is a structure. That looked like it was just... I don't know what to call that stuff at the beginning, Gak. It wasn't this, though. Okay, here we go again. Fallen Guardian.
Then let's give it one.
Sit down, sir. Okay, okay, that was not fast enough. Ow, 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 it hurts. Okay, I'm just gonna wait until he does that. Ow, okay, the camera's fucking... I really don't like the fact that you have to control the camera while also locked on. Like, that is some bullshit that they really should not allow. Like, just have the camera locked to the damn enemy. Doing the fucking shot again.
Don't let them get away. My wounds, boy. Not this time. Too slow.
Thank you. Sit down, sir. Thank you.
Does any of this make sense to you?
None. Let's find the hooded man and leave.
Yay, high potion. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still having fun with this game. The story's really good. Though I think I wish they had changed some themes, but it's whatever. Uh-oh. Boss time! Probably. Little bit.
I don't like this.
Huh. I wasn't aware we were supposed to. Whoa. Oh, that's an Iron Giant. I thought for a second it was X'd out. That's a Zonai construct, everyone! Final Fantasy XVI is a Zelda game confirmed! Nice try. Oh, you got me that time. Not today, sir. No! Here we go. We going for phase 2? Press the attack! Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
It's drawing in energy.
Not for long, it isn't. With me.
I need some help! Ooh, okay.
It's down.
This is our chance.
Oh, I was not ready for the charge.
This time.
Oh, ow, that was painful. Potion. Again? Come on. Not today, sir. Oh, okay, maybe today. You got me with a backswing. That was some tricky bullshit right there. Okay, let's go. Ow. 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 Thank you. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not gonna make this one, but it's close.
Give me fire. Not this time.
Woohoo! Ow! Come on. Iron Giant. Dismantled. I like that they changed it from killed to dismantled. And that's level 21? Outstanding. Okay, that was a fun fight. I would love to come back to this one and just be able to dance around him. It would be fun. It would be really fun. And that's something that I would love to just be able to go back to all the boss fights without having to just go through the entire instance of the area and just do the boss. That's what I would enjoy. All right, so now what does that get us?
It's done.
Well, yeah, but what does that get us?
What are these creatures? And why do they keep attacking us?
Machines of some kind. Ooh. Elevator going up!
They're probably asking themselves the same thing. We're the ones trespassing here. They're just protecting their home.
So again, where is Margrace? And we just spotted him, didn't we?
Jill, look.
Maybe not. Oh. What is this?
Is that some kind of mural?
That looks like Garuda back there, kinda. Well, I'm gonna open this for starters. I'm getting a bunch of these accessories that are for specific moods. I'm not sure if I'm big on them. I'm hoping that these are stock ups on potions, which they are. Perfect. Though actually I have a concern that if they're giving me potion restocks, that maybe we're about to wander into another boss fight. You had so many questions when you saw that across the chasm. Yeah, it kind of looked like Garuda. And I'm wondering if that's on purpose. Or if it actually is Garuda. Is this like a hall of icons or something? Yeah, he's got a bad feeling about this. Understandably. Oh, shit. Here we go, folks!
All right, then.
I knew it. Another boss fight! I'm sorry, Lich! What? Fuck this dude. Oh, okay. He's doing sight beams. Harry, you wrecked, sir. Ow. I'm trying to get him to break. Because then I can do this. And then this. Okay, I'm just gonna keep backing away. I'm okay, I'm over here. Ow. Oh, I thought I had that one. Little prick just keeps dodging back. Oh, that's right. Wrong aspect. Gotcha. Okay.
It wasn't like the others.
Oh, that is a great question. What was that is right.
Than we thought.
And the way that was presented, that was not a normal boss. That was a mini boss. I understand the name was right there, Gak, but what is that in the grand scheme of things? Because being presented as a mini boss like that makes me think that this is not, that it's a regular enemy. That's what it feels like. Okay, I think this is a door leading somewhere else. Okay. Ah, hi!
Look out!
Okay, so we got ourselves a whole new enemy type at this point. I don't know what these are. They're not machines. They don't feel like regular monsters, which have primarily felt like they are like animal-based in some way or another. These feel like daemons from 15. That's what these feel like.
Another fallen wonder.
Okay, so where is this taking us? So wait, do all of these? Okay, there's 4 rooms. Maybe more. But there's a bunch of these rooms that they want us to go into to open the seal. Give me some space, yo.
Wake wins.
Nice shot, Torgo. Good boy. Good boy. I don't know the Maki Alliance from Heavensward, Gak. I mean, they look like daemons from 15 to me. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see a lot of design elements from 14 in this. Just because of the team that's involved, but still. Alright, so... this is all done. Ah, there's a central one over here. This activates a bridge across, I'm guessing. Okay, so... still, what is this place? There's no way Joshua would have been expected to go through here on his own.
So, it isn't a dead end after all.
Thank God.
Apparently not.
we about to get some answers? Fucking is Garuda. Look at that. That is Garuda. I think. It looks like Garuda.
Seems to lead to this room.
And look what's in it.
Or is it something else entirely? Oh no. This sludge seems to be blocking
How old
it.
do you suppose this is? 1,000 years? More?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it before. Who is that in the middle, do you think? Some sort of god.
It also kind of looks like Ifrit if you look at just the central figure.
You're him. The second dominant of fire. Who are you?
I'm sorry, what? What? Shit.
What? I'm back.
Oh, what is this?
Joshua!
Oh, fuck you. To make him relive this? Are we exercising the first vestiges of control?
I did this. I killed him. Joshua chose me to be his shield. He gave me his blessing.
Oh, this is
He
fucked
asked me to
up.
keep him safe. I should have protected him that day. It was my duty.
This is fucked up.
Clive.
Joshua.
No, don't do this to him.
I'm sorry. I failed you. Joshua died. I killed him. And I blamed another for what I did. To spare myself the guilt. I feared that by accepting it, I would lose what little was left of me. So I ran. From everything. And now? Are you ready to accept the truth? I am. I know it won't be easy, but it's what I must do. So that Joshua's soul can finally rest in peace.
You pulled the trigger, but Margrace loaded the gun. It's heavy. That is some heavy shit. Are we granted access to Ifrit's blessings now? Such as they are? Oh, we fight now.
No matter how bitter the truth that awaits me, I will press on. Come, Ifrit. Show me who you truly are.
Yeah, I want to stay away from that bullshit. Back it away. Ow. Oh, whoa, baby, you are getting a little close with that. Oh god, visitor sir. Yep. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Ah, fuck. Ow! I'm just trying to get close to your Tootsies so I can, like, hit them. Oh god. Yeah!
Flames to me!
Just trying to give you a panic here, buddy. Fall down, buddy. Or not. Oh, or yes. Yes, you did. Backing away. Not today, dirtbag. Not today. I'm trying to dodge those a little bit better. And it's just not working very well. Oh, okay. I have never seen the game do that. There we go. That's what I want. Thank you. Oops, I missed. A little bit more, a little bit more. You never had a lockup stutter like that? I don't know if that was the capture card or if that was the actual game. It's hard to tell. Thank you. It's unfortunately impossible for me to know which. That was fun. Oh, okay, we ain't done yet. Are we doing some hot Ifrit on Ifrit action now? Or, oh no, it's Clive versus Dark Clive. Okay, perfect.
Still you deny it. Even when the truth's staring right at you. Come on, Clive. Face your fears.
Okay, all right. Got ourselves a duel.
Not this time.
Oh, he's too big.
Too slow.
Nope, not today, sir. I missed the deadly embrace thing. Oh, good hit, good hit. Nice. Ah, oh, he got me that time. Too close to react. Oh. Come on, buddy. No.
Not this time. Too slow.
I did say this was a Zelda game, Gak, so it makes sense now that we got a Dark Link fight, so obviously it's Zelda. Take him down, Clive. Let's go. Uh-oh. Okay, do I get to do that sometime? Okay, here we go.
I see. You'd have me learn by example.
Oh, that's a lot of fire. Ow. Okay, good job. Good hit, good hit. Should have rotated around him. Oh, you got two of them this time. I'm gonna back away from that.
Wake wins.
Oh, I was gonna try to dodge. Oh, you can't get out of that if he hits you with it. Wow, that is some bullshit. Woo-hoo. Okay. Backing off. I should have gone in there for that hit.
Not this time.
God damn, every fucking time.
Too slow.
Thank you. This is a long fight. Oh, no, no. Ah! Staying away from that bullshit. Ah! Oh, God. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's a spicy meatball. Nope, sir. We're not playing that game. Oh, I ran right into it. God damn. I hate combos like that where you're going to get hit. Oh. Fucking knows Ars Arcanum from goddamn Kingdom Hearts. Thank you. Here we go. Where is he? Oh, uh-oh, here we go. Cinematic time. That might be the end of the fight. Now it might be cutscenes.
No escape, eh? It's all right. I'm done running from you.
Okay. So what's the play here?
once and for all.
Is that a limit gauge? Accept the truth. Oh god, here we go. That's the limit gauge, folks. Oh, we done planned.
Show yourself, Ifrit.
Jesus. I don't think I have... Okay, I am taking some damage, but not really. Not really. Oh, I ran right into that one. Sit down, son. Thank you. Sit down. Oh, we doing kaiju fights now. Kaiju on kaiju, let's go. Or are we, oh, we're gonna do this man to god beast. Let's do it. No, we're not.
The truth of it now. You are not afraid. I am.
Shit. Kaiju on kaiju, let's do this. Fuck this dude. I mean, after the shit that we just did, give me an easy one. What a fucking finish, brah. Shadow vanquished. What a finish. Fire shard. The power of the icon Ifrit made manifest. This shard of crystal is hot to the touch and can be heard to emit a soft hum when held to the ear. So this has all been like a mindscape battle here between Clive and his inner demons. Limitless power. But why? Acceptance. Trophy earned.
Clive, are you all right?
That all took place in an instant. No time has passed for them, has it?
Is It's nothing. I'll be fine. No more chasing shadows. The hooded man isn't here. We should go.
But again, I have to ask, what is that mural? That's the question. And what is your purpose now, Clive? What are you going to do?
Clive, are you sure you're all right? Whatever it is, you can tell me.
I had a hard enough time telling myself. I awakened as a dominant of fire, right here in this castle, and I've been running from it ever since. But now I know for certain who I really am. The second Eikon of Fire, who killed my brother and burned this castle to the ground, was me. Ifrit.
Clive.
I took so many lives that night, and destroyed so many more, including yours. And I must atone for the crimes I've committed. But not before I learn the whole truth. How can a second Eikon of Fire even exist? And why was I chosen as its dominant?
Why not? Why can't a second Eikon of Fire exist?
And what does he want?
That's the question we've not had answered yet.
I need to know. And since I'm still breathing, I might as well make myself useful.
We'll find your answers together. I want to learn the truth too. There'll be time enough for atonement when we're done.
I was hoping you'd say that. I don't think I could do this without you. You never were one to hide from the truth, even when we were young. And you haven't changed a bit.
You're wrong. I have changed. But I don't want to be that person anymore. The things she did were unforgivable.
Because you didn't have a choice.
And yet, they're what brought us back together.
Thank you, Jill.
If he is here, then the disturbance I felt at the care must have been confounded. The hour is later than I thought.
Okay, yeah, just hearing him talk, like, that's gotta be a third Rossfield brother. It's gotta be. Castle Dazbog. Oh, someone is mad. Uh-oh, he just found out that Benedicta's dead, didn't he?
Tell me, who did this, or I'll see you suffer the same fate.
The man who delivered the coffer said, he said Sid paid him.
Uh-oh, you might want to get out of here, buddy.
I let you run amok with the rest of your rats, and this is how you repay me?
find out where he is. I'll crush him, flay him, rip out his heart, him and all his filthy brood. And send every last one of them down. Out. No!
Yes, yes, my lord.
Okay, so I think that's probably what's happening next, is that Kupka's coming after us. Are they going to show us what's in the coffer? Or are we just going to just assume?
Benedicta.
Okay, so not gonna lie, as good as Kupka's voice is, I can't help but just imagine putting Thanos' voice over his, like from Infinity War, just because his look just feels very much like, yeah, that's Thanos. He just needs the chin ridges, and that's about it, and to be purple. It makes it a little more funny for me, though it also at the same time is a little more serious. I'm not saying that he did a bad job as Kupka. I just can't help but just replace it in my head. Deep fake voice on PC one. It would be pretty good. And Kirby, I saw you asked a question. Yes, when Shadow Clive was doing that Hellfire move, there was a vacuum effect going on. That's why I was having a hard time moving away from it, why I was dodging back so much, because the dodge back was giving me more movement than actual running. Let's see. Clive has gained control of the Eikon of Fire, allowing access to new iconic abilities such as Ignition, a fiery lunge that drives back enemies while dealing continuous damage, as well as unlocking the Limit Break gauge. Slots for Ifrit's abilities are shared with those for the Phoenix and can be confirmed via the Abilities tab in the main menu. Okay, so you can have those two combined. The Limit Break gauge is located beneath Clive's HP bar. Release Clive's Inner Beast and Semi-Prime into Ifrit by pressing L3, R3 when the gauge is full. The gauge fills in battle both by taking damage as well as by successfully performing offensive and defensive maneuvers. Semi-priming temporarily grants increased attack potency and speed, gradual HP regeneration, and guard-breaking strikes. Jesus.
So, what next?
We return to Eastpool. I promised the mayor I'd talk to him again. About Lady Hannah, amongst other things.
Uh-huh.
Though she may be loath to leave, I can't help thinking she'd be safer with Sid too.
Probably.
All right. We should arrange an introduction then.
He says, not knowing what Kupka's doing in his castle right now. Like, I'm just predicting we're going to get Hannah to the hideaway, and then we're going to come back just in time to see Kupka just raising his foot and just going, stepping on the damn thing. All right, I'm actually kind of curious how this works, though, for the abilities. Oh, Ifrit's in the center. So we've got 1,000 to master the... Ooh, what is upgrading the Limit Break? Temporarily improves attributes by channeling the power of Ifrit. Recommended for use after staggering an enemy or when Clive's HP is low. Thanks. Duration is determined by the number of gauges full at time of execution. Can be used at any time regardless of Clive's recovery status. Cannot be KO'd while semi-primed, even if HP is lowered to 0. Ooh. Changes your attack styles, doubles spells, increases charged magic burst and precision shot potency by 10%, increases iconic ability potency by 10%, gives you a regen effect, 10% extra defense, prevents stagger. Upgrade adds a second limit break gauge. Mastery adds a third. So you only have one gauge to start, it looks like. Or not. Wait, I already have 2. Does that mean I can have like 4 total? You mean it adds a third gauge and then a 4th? Right? Someone needs to proofread that. Oh, that looks like a really good move. I think Ignition seems like a really good idea. Wheel of the Wikes. Summon a storm of fireballs to circle around Clive, damaging nearby foes while also absorbing damage. That seems pretty good. Ignition seems like it might be better than the Phoenix. Oh, wait, well, you can't. Oh, you know what would be really cool is if you could replace the Phoenix Shift with Ignition. That would have been really cool. That's a shame. Those are some sick moves, though. This just gives you a fire shield for protection. That might be better than certain other things. So let's go back into this. So gear and icons, how does this work? So I don't need to change that, but this gets me, yeah, okay. I'm kind of miffed that you can only do 2. I really feel like there should be a third in what you do. Because like circle, I would love to be able to just, instead of using the shift or the grapple claw, just use a third power. 3, especially for Phoenix, feels right because you can't cycle between Phoenix and Efreet. You have to pick one or the other. I don't know. It keeps it balanced to feel... Well, I mean, maybe balanced right now, but I feel like it's something you should be able to unlock later. You've never used them? Are they that good? I love Ignition, though. Ignition looks really cool, but I wish you could replace Phoenix Ship with Ignition. And maybe instead of making it... Because it does damage, maybe what the answer is to give it like a 5-second cooldown so you're just not zipping around the battlefield, you know? But overall, I think it's cool. I like it. I'll have to experiment with a little bit more of it. But I think that this is actually where we're going to have to call it a day here for this particular episode. We accomplished a hacking lot in terms of unlocking Clive's powers and his memories and just figuring out what we're going to do. I bet we're going to go pay a visit to the Duchess, Mommy Dearest, and have a conversation with her about what's going on. And we also apparently have a third Rossfield brother running around here that sounds eerily like Joshua, like just an older Joshua. And I don't like, did Joshua have a twin that I didn't know about or something? I don't know. Something feels weird in all of this, but thank everybody for being here. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I look forward to having you here for the next one. See you next time.